Alright, hello and welcome to another match. We're on Pillars, 3K 4v4. Team 1 has high score, I hate bourgeoisie, usually works in Manta Bear. Team 2 has Bob the Builder, Captain Flint 42, Darth Nicky, and the Dirty Tuscan. Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. Team 2 is ready to rock, very spread out already. And already ready up already. They're ready to be ready. No, dear viewer, you're not having a stroke. I'm just being a clown. And that's a little less sure about where to go. Pretty decent spread as well. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a whole lot of little scuffles. Although with how concentrated this team up on Charlie is, there might be a play for middle coming out of the ANS team. That'd be cool to see. I haven't really been seeing much playing for mid since the OSP update, given the high lethality of the bulkers, as well as the fragility of most of the OSP ships. Neither side really wants to go to this very open alpha point on Pillars. People tend to play around the sides a little more. Which it's cool. It's cool to see that evolve a little bit. We're going to be dropping down with the OSP team with someone who brought a pair of rocket shuttles. And I'm betting there's more where that came from. Got a little bastion on top. Darth Nicky and the rocket shuttles. All these rocket shuttles? Yeah, okay. And he dropped 2 on Echo as well. 2 on Bravo, 2 on Echo, and then 2 also kind of closest to Bravo, or the next 2 ships kind of. Oh, no. Okay. So Nocello, Gunocello, Sarissa's, Bullseye, Stonewall, rebounds, very PD'd up. Ready for S2s more than anything else, but got enough sheer volume, might be able to handle the 3s. And then an EWR and a Bullet Hound up here on this monitor. The Dirty Tuscan coming in with an Nocello as well. Oh, 3 Nocellos on this team. One from everybody except the one who brought the container liner. Hell yeah, who's already firing. Doesn't have full stacks, but still has a good volume. Not a container. And the Pizza Boy. Just south of 200 containers. Already giving it a little over here. We're going to follow these in and we'll continue to go down these ships. We did Nicky. We're going to do Tuscan. Who is also firing, or might be reloading actually. T-30s, ooh, T-30s and plasma on an Ocello. I don't know about that one, Chief. Yeah, reloading these as well. Fun fact for those who don't know, magazines will come loaded with whatever's the highest number, or the highest one on the highest like ammo type on the list inside of a given magazine. So it's a little trick for you to not have to worry about doing this at the beginning of a match. Let's bring in Plasma and T-20s on this Bulker. And some C-30s. Very interesting. Oh, shit. Alright, hold on. And then a bunch of gun scouts. Also interesting. These might be able to sniff something. Well, they're going to get cleaned up by this. There's no way that gets through there. Captain Flint has a Ocello with 1 railgun on it. Some cannons, some Sarissas, and then some more 100 mil. Yeah, a ton of 100 mil out of this team. And not that much plasma. I mean, there's some plasma, but like this guy isn't bringing any of his own plasma. He's going to have to rely on his team for that. Although there is a frig blob out of Manta Bear here. All right, start at the top. We're already here. Thank you, contender player, for bringing us up here. Holy crap, Missile Axford coming out of high score with 272 S2s. Oh, wow. With a little E-War Sprinter to back him up. Beam and Missile Axford out of I Hate Bourgeoisie. Bring in S3Hs and S2Hs. And a support range with some guns on it as well. Presumably going to be firing RPF. But also 1 blanket, 1 hanger. Hanger. Yeah, you put your clothes on that. He's just kind of blind fired down here. Yeah, those aren't going to do anything. Those are going to run into that rock. And I think he was shooting for E, but that's just a little too tight on that.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
my. So I got a pretty good idea what Manta Bear is bringing. I think it just might be S2s. Yeah. Some S2s and some guns. One dedicated missile ship. I see. That's a lot of Mark 1s on that thing. Very interesting. So this actually usually works, maybe? No? Fighting Axford. Beam with cannons. And a pair of Elant scouts with some point defense on them. Things are really heating up. Lines dumped out here. I don't... Good luck. He's coming over here. That's... I mean, if they sniff anything, all this point defense should clear it up. Of that I have no doubt. Some more containers coming out, and some H3s coming out of the other side. So many first strike missiles coming out of both teams. He's gonna get cleaned up by these AMMs and then the follow-up PD fire. I'm not really sure what these are, because they're not containers. I don't know. Some mines lit on Alpha. Shuttle giving its life to, unfortunately, not cap point. Those mines are going to get cleaned up by this team as they push in with the RPF fire. Alright, yeah, these are all getting cleaned up. I want to see what these H3s do. Also going to get handled. Whoa! Mostly. Oh, man, that feels bad. Clipped a thruster and a main engine with the last one that hit this. Not really what you want to be landing. Yeah, and the one that hit this one in the rear also clipped a thruster and a main engine. Presumably some of the damage rays went into the structure as well, but it's going to be fine. Any damage coming into these? Yeah, a little bit coming into that range on the front, but it's also mostly tertiary damage. A bit on the adaptive radar receiver and the VLS-2. Adaptive radar receiver? Okay. I don't see those very often. I might not have picked a great soundtrack for this. It's to Katana Zero, which has some real sick jams, but it's also got these chill jams. I don't know, maybe it's fine. Certainly doesn't fit the atmosphere, but it's good music anyways. A lot of S2s coming into these. Man, just 2 Bastions able to clean up most of those S2s. Still going to eat a ton of damage for it from those 2 strikes. 1 fore, 1 aft. Killing the main engine and also damaging the drive enough that it's not going to work anymore. So this is basically out of the fight. It's a stationary. It is now a stationary defense platform. If anything comes over here, oh my. It could, and is in a certain angle, it could rocket it, but... Ooh. Man, these shuttles very, very missile resistant. I know that pain. Pretty hybrid resistant too, sometimes. If they dodge right. Ooh, that is way too far away to fire those, Chief. Maybe it's fine. Yeah, it's gonna work out. I guess since this is just a big fat Axford. Ooh. Oh my. Well, that's pretty bad, and it's about to get a whole lot worse if these are going where I think they're going. Because I think they're gonna come up here and loop around that rock. These are a lot further away than I thought they were. Actually. It's gonna get cleaned up, yeah. Some Thunderheads coming out of, ooh, and there goes both those ships. I think it's a little too late though. Pretty sure they got their load off. Yeah. Right into the middle section of this Axford, which is kind of a problem because there are some important things in there. Yeah, it took out a couple weapons, took out a ton of the DC lock. Look at all the rapids in here. Huh. That's an interesting idea. Bring in tons of rapids instead of larges. Plus a workshop. That's what I usually do. But I guess on a big ship, the rapids are actually kind of a good idea. I don't know. That's something I love about Nebulous, is there's not really a perfect build for anything. You can squeeze out efficiencies here and there, but the game's too complicated for you to truly have a solved build. It's beautiful. Missiles coming into this team, and they're able to clean it up pretty effectively. That Ocello anchor is doing an incredible amount of work. I was really hoping these were coming up here to bomb that Axford, but it looks like they... Well, and the ones earlier might have just been going off into space to try to catch scouting sprinters. You really don't want to be using containers like this, just firing in the open. You gotta use your cover for them to be effective. And get sneaky beaky container kills. Because look at this. Look at this! Be completely ineffectual. I say, as it's almost very effective, but just those couple of defenders cleaned them up. 4 defenders on Reigns, plus the RPF fire incoming and the AMMs, although those AMMs are, I think, out. I don't think these have any more AMMs. No, he's got quite a few AMMs, actually. Running low. Where are these going? What are you doing with these? It's just like firing them up here to try and catch one of these Pinards. Which, while powerful, it's a bit of a YOLO strat. Yeah, and see like this, because he just barely misses this, because it's a sprinter, and it can flank, and it can go extremely fast. You really don't want to be using containers against sprinters, because even if they do sniff them, there's a good chance they'll miss. Oh! Oh, but he managed to flush it into the minefield. Well, no, these mines aren't going to do anything, because he brought a PD. I brought 2 rebounds, so you could actually just fly directly down and kill all these pretty easily. Glonk. Well, I say that. And then there he goes. He gets waxed. Yeah, I don't understand mines. I truly don't. I think that's what I've learned in the past, like, 4 days more than anything else, that I actually have no idea how the fuck mines work. Because I've seen them have pretty good positioning, or what I think is pretty good positioning, and then do absolutely nothing an entire game, and then have what I think is kind of not great positioning, because it just didn't have enough volume, and oh, it killed a sprinter. Oh, Rock PD coming in clutch. I think this Axford's gonna just barely make it out of here. Yep, thanks to the rock. Not for that rock, this thing would be dead. Rock PD OP. Speaking of things that are dying, Glonk. Oh, Glonk. That reactor's critting. The player's on that. Some more S2s coming in here. S2Hs. Getting some good hits in. Getting through that Ocello PD net. Bonk. This has been such a long-range, missile-heavy game. It's cool to see. It's really cool to see, because the last 3 games I saw with heavy missiles in them, people were using them horribly. Everybody was basically doing what this guy's doing, and just sort of throwing them wherever, and it doesn't work when you do that. As we're seeing now, like this just like blind yeeted into the enemy. It doesn't work. And in fact, Bob Villar's gonna run out of munitions if he keeps this up. But some of these, like, oh, this guy's kind of off by himself. It would be a shame if a whole bunch of S2s were gonna slam him in the face. Oh, there's a lot of Sarissa and Grape Shot fire coming in, but no, it's just not enough. That's dead. That's straight up dead. Is that a normal CIC? Ooh. Do not bring basic CICs. That's a very important message. Don't use basic CICs. They'll get destroyed. Maybe use them in shuttles or anything else. Don't put them in anything that you care about, I think is the way to phrase that. They do have a place in the, like, scouts that are probably never going to get shot at anyways, but anything that has even the slightest chance of getting attacked. You really don't want to be having basics in there. Delta getting capped, and who is this? High score here, just blind firing some S2s over there, which is not a bad idea. Ooh, Sarissa fire from that Ocello coming in to help reduce this mass a little bit. But if just a couple get through like that, could seriously damage these shuttles and remove them from the equation. Man, I am amazed at how effective these bastions have been. Seriously. Highly effective. It's quite something. These are toast. It's just firing non-stop, not waiting for the battle situation to change, not waiting, just firing containers out willy-nilly. You gotta be patient with these things. They're a very powerful tool when used properly, but when not used properly, this happens. It's alive. I don't think it's going to be able to cap A, though. Not with all these other missiles coming in. Or, no, those aren't targeted at that. Where are these going? Well, I don't think they're going anywhere. There ain't anybody over here anymore, Haas. And this beam ship getting in the back line, and that could be a huge problem. If there's anything really left back there, most of the monitors are pushed up. You might be able to loop around and get on the container ship. Oh, I see. It's doing some tight maneuvers, but it's a little rough. Man, Bastion's just really cleaning things up very effectively. That cell is pretty much down. I might have spoken. The enemy is securing zone dagger. Well, no, that was a different game. Seen like the first half of so many different matches today because all the other ones were just train wrecks. You know, you dip out of those pretty early. He's coming up here trying to get something done, anything done. Glonk. Yeah, I mean, getting more damage into that SL is a good thing. Speaking of good things... Nope, these are all gonna slam into that rock. Awesome. I was really hoping these were gonna come in here and weave through some cover and maybe get something done. But no. This Axford bravely charging into the middle of the map. Getting quite punished for it. And it's finally recapping Delta. And these container missiles are not going to be able to handle that. A little bit of a waste on those missiles. Ooh. There goes out of solo. Guess that won't be getting back up. I was thinking it might be able to recover and repair and get back into the fight, but I think just maybe no. I score very excited. Those S2s did some wiggity work. Yeah, this music's really good, but I didn't even think that it just didn't suit Nebulous, like at all. Yeah, ANS team down to, well, an Axford and a half. An Axford and maybe a third. Rock Shuttle's trying to get something done. Keep getting downed by missiles. Although I hate Bourgeoisie is pretty low on munitions, which is a problem. Why? Well. Montebear finally able to push back onto Alpha after just spinning the whole match in reverse. I think that killed a lot of containers. Become ungovernable. He's right. I don't know what the plan was with this, because it got back here and it just sort of flew around a little bit. Oh, and does this have a basic CIC that got shot out? No. It's got a reinforce that got stunned. Well, A, I think it's only seen two, because there's one that burst down here, and then there was the solo. The other one was this ship.
The enemy secured zone Comet.
I'm surprised that didn't cook this at all. It's not even lightly toasted. No, I'm wrong. It's a little lightly toasted. You can tell if you really look at it that some of the armor is just in not perfect condition. Oh man. Grape, I want you to be good. But you just really aren't. And his team wants to take Ace so bad. They really need it. And if Manta could rotate onto Echo, he could maybe take the game. Because these guys back here can... well, they already recapped Delta, actually. Well, where's What's on Charlie? Nothing's on Charlie. Ah, this little rocket shuttle. Doing work. People don't play rocket shuttles that much anymore because a lot of folks have figured out kind of how to deal with them with RPF and with voxels. But I think they're really strong. They're a really important part of the OSP loadout because you can just maintain map control and point control. Really powerful for objectives, as we're seeing now. Oh man, ton of damage coming to these monitors, receiving significantly more than they can dish out. Out of this Reigns fleet here. But yeah, the OSP, even though they're kind of down, well, I guess they're up militarily. But those rocket shuttles just able to keep map control. They keep trying to mess around at Delta. So that's keeping things back there. And then we got this one up here, Cap Charlie. They're just able to kind of force action out of the ANS team, and being able to control someone's behavior is very powerful in a strategy game. Just being able to control someone's behavior is very powerful. End of line. Ooh, all these sniffing onto that. Or not. They're gonna miss that target. I think they actually went through that. Nope. They're just, and then slammed to the wall. Amazing. Well, that was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. The OSP's got this one. Because this T-30 team, which is mostly what's on the map, is T-30s and T-20s remaining, are going to be able to kill these Reigns pretty damn effectively. We got this with some 450s. 100 mil. 100 mil. Well, nothing. And we already looked at you. Yeah, more 100 mil. 100 mil. 100 mil. Which is pretty good at killing off these dumpy little Reigns. These big, just mad rectangles is what these are. They're just angry rectangles. This container player, he may have been wasteful with his missiles, but he ain't gonna be wasteful with his ship. This is exactly what you want to do, fellow missileers. When you run out of missiles, you get on that point. All you have left of value is your body, and you better use it. You either get in there and block shots, which is pretty tough to do. You start capping. And start capping is exactly what he's getting up to. He's got the long haul drive and everything. Perfect. If the T-30 brigade can clean up these ships, or at least kick them off of Alpha, then that boy can cap. While the rest of the ships burn towards Delta, although Charlie getting conquered by I Hate Bourgeoisie. Man, this is a close one.
The enemy secured zone comment. The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Oh! I must have just killed that. Yep. Or no? It's still alive. He might have kept like one missile for combat clout. Yeah. One missile. Good man. I never think to do that. But yeah, it is kind of a bus colored, isn't it? The yellow and black. But that means you can override unarmed ships. Meep meep. Yeah, and it's kind of boxy too. It's not like the octagonal ones. It's just a box. Just a box.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
OSP back up on caps. ANS does have this beam monstrosity that could come through here and potentially cut. Well, apparently you didn't go to the right schools. Actually cut. I'm sure that's in the future. I really do, with how AIDS advertisements have gotten over time. It's my cat squealing and me yelling back at her. She wants attention. Daddy's working. Yeah, this beam ship isn't going to be able to do enough damage. Got some pretty good damage down on this Ocello, but with just all the fire from everything and a little bit of plasma coming in and those T-30s firing into that cooked, not completely crisped, but moderately cooked. It's going to mean this thing's going to get screwed. And that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was their only hope. We're just kind of waiting for the AAR at this point and watching this guy get blown up and looking at the people talk. Might be editing this part out. Yep. You'd be amazed at how much work you can get done with ActRad. It really shouldn't be that good, but some folks just don't bring chaff. A lot of people don't bring chaff. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I usually don't bring chaff. Hard kill for life, bitch. Even though soft kill is way better than hard kill, it's a little bit easier to justify hard kill because it works on more things. Haunted me. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase that. Oh, mine hit. It's damn shame these aren't co-op mines. Because all these could have come down and just blown this thing to the next life. And that's the game. It was pretty fun watching that thing fight and get shot at and get blown up. I don't think I'll cut that out. All right. OSP victory. I hate Bourgeoisie doing the most damage out of this team. Oh no, high score actually. Just beating him out just a little bit. Both missile players just doing great damage. 4K on the beam turret as well. Yep, he didn't shoot all your missile sauce. Just kind of a problem. He's a little too aggressive too early. started pushing. My missiles are empty, it's time to push was a good idea, but only when your missiles are actually empty and not when you have another 90 of them. Oh. Whoops. I can see it would be a problem if you lose one of your launchers and then don't have any restores. But decent play out of the ANS team. Decent play. Hey, this did a lot better than I thought it would. This is kind of disappointing. Just imagine all the more damage you could have done if you played smart. Just, could have gotten those numbers up to 50, 60, 1 million thousand damage. Yeah, it's a good game. Nothing too exciting going on here in the AAR. Duskin participating, Darth Nikki participating, Captain Flint participating, Bob participating. Everybody kind of contributing a decent amount out of both teams. Except for Usually Works. I don't know what the hell his deal was. I think this is the... Is this the ship that got rocketed? Might have been High Score's ship that got rocketed. Anyways, this is a good game. It's a very average game, a very normal game in Nebulous, which is nice to cap the day off, because all the matches I've seen up to today I'm not uploading because they were complete train wrecks, and they weren't like entertaining train wrecks either. They're like, this is just boring and not fun for anybody, and just kind of sad. Anyways, enough of that. Positive vibes, boy. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the battle space.